The rain fell in endless sheets over Seoul, drowning the city in silver. Cars hissed along wet roads, neon signs flickered in puddles, umbrellas clashed like restless waves in a dark ocean. Everyone hurried. Everyone wanted to escape the storm. But one man walked differently. No umbrella. No rush. His black suit clung to his frame, his shoes splashed against the pavement, but he moved with deliberate calm. Min-jun, heir to a fortune most people could never imagine, looked like he belonged to this city, yet apart from it. Inside, his thoughts were heavier than the rain. Money surrounds me. Luxury cages me. Yet I've never felt emptier. He had just left a meeting in a glass tower, where men twice his age had spoken about profits, mergers, acquisitions. None of them had spoken of life. None of them had spoken of love. As he passed a glowing cafe window, his eyes lingered. The warmth inside was almost painful to look at. People laughed softly over cups of steaming coffee. Light made their faces gentle. Min-jun paused. Something about that place pulled at him, and though he did not know why, his feet carried him in. The bell above the cafe door jingled softly. Warmth rushed to greet him, carrying the smell of roasted beans and sweet bread. Rain streaked the windows, blurring the outside world into watercolor shadows. Inside, time seemed slower. Wooden tables glowed under golden lamps. A couple whispered over lattes. A student scribbled in a notebook. And then he saw her. Behind the counter, Amara moved quickly, balancing a tray. She was unlike anyone he had ever noticed before. A young Nigerian woman, perhaps around his age, with deep brown skin that glowed under the cafe's lights and curly black hair tied back neatly. Her face was tired, yet when she handed a customer their order, her lips curved into a smile untouched by bitterness. Min-jun froze, watching. He didn't understand why his chest felt tight, or why her presence seemed brighter than the golden lamps. She has so little, and yet she shines more than those with everything. He chose a corner table near the rainy window. From there, he could see her. He told himself he was only here for coffee, but the truth was clearer than the glass between them. Something about her drew him in. Amara rushed between tables, jotting down orders. The cafe was busy that night, and her hands trembled from fatigue. She had been on her feet for hours. She passed his table, and his low voice stopped her. "Excuse me." She turned, startled. "Ah, I'm so sorry. I'll take your order now." Her accent was melodic, her tone apologetic. She fumbled with her notepad, embarrassed. "Americano," he said simply. Then, after a pause, he added, "But don't rush." Her eyes flicked to his, surprised by the gentleness. For a brief second, their gazes locked. A second too long. She quickly scribbled, cheeks warm. As she walked away, Min-jun leaned back, eyes following her. He wondered why such a small exchange felt so heavy. She, meanwhile, muttered under her breath, "Why am I nervous? He's just another customer." But the truth, unspoken, unacknowledged, was that neither of them would forget that moment. Nights turned into quiet rituals. Min-jun always came, always sat at the same corner table, always ordered the same Americano. And always his eyes found Amara. He didn't speak much. Sometimes not at all. But the silence between them grew thick, like an invisible thread tying them together. Amara tried not to notice. She told herself he was just another regular. But when he didn't come one night, she found her eyes drifting to the cafe door. Her chest ached with a strange, unfamiliar emptiness. And when she caught herself, she flushed with annoyance. He's just a customer, Amara. Why should it matter? Yet it did. Outside, the rain kept falling. Inside, both their hearts waited, restless, for something unnamed. Min-jun's father noticed his absences. "You waste your time in a cheap cafe with some foreign waitress?" The older man thundered in their mansion, cane striking the marble floor. Min-jun clenched his fists. "At least she's real. At least she smiles without pretending. You're a Blackwood. You don't get to choose love over legacy." But Min-jun's gaze was steady. "Then maybe I don't want to be a Blackwood." The storm outside mirrored the storm inside. That night, he realized the price of his heart might be everything he once thought defined him. It was near midnight when Amara locked the café. She shivered, staring at the sheets of rain outside. She had no umbrella. Then, Amara. She turned. Min-jun stood there, soaked, holding an umbrella above him. His suit was drenched, hair plastered to his forehead, but his gaze was steady. He stepped forward, sheltering her beneath it. "Let me walk you home." Her voice was barely a whisper. "Why me?" "Because," he said softly, "you make this city feel alive." And for the first time, her heart betrayed her with a flutter. The umbrella was small. Too small. Their shoulders brushed, their steps fell in sync. The sound of rain on the umbrella became a rhythm, a heartbeat echoing their silence. Amara's thoughts spiraled. This is foolish. He belongs to a world I'll never touch. I shouldn't let myself. Then his hand brushed hers, and her thoughts fell silent. And for the first time in years, Min-jun felt alive. His father's voice echoed like thunder. "Choose. Your inheritance or this woman." Min-jun stood tall. "I've already chosen. I'd rather walk in the rain with her than live dry in your golden cage." The café was nearly empty when Amara wiped the last table. The bell chimed. Min-jun entered, holding an umbrella. She teased softly, "Do you always appear when I need one?" His lips curved into the rarest of smiles. "Not always. Just for you." Together, they stepped into the storm. The city blurred, the rain poured, but under one umbrella, they were infinite.